Hello, my classmates Valerie, Sebastian, and I will talk about a very important topic, nanoplastics, and why they are a big problem today. As the world population grows, people use many materials, and one of the common is a plastic. A problem today is a very small plastics called nanoplastics. Research indicates that the most types are PA, PP, and PET. The origin of nanoplastics is because of environment pollution. Studies have found microplastics and nanoplastics in fruits, vegetables, table salt, and drinking water, fish, shellfish. This means the human body is more exposed than previously thought. Things like their size and their chemistry can change how toxic they are, can enter the human body by breathing through the lungs or be drinking contaminated water or be eating food contaminated. The lungs have a very large surface and very thin barrier, so nanoplastics can pass inside the body. In the stomach and intestines, nanoplastics can change the microbiota and cause problems like kidney, liver, and brain disease. For the brain, some studies show a possible connection, but it's not clear yet. Small plastics were found in placentas, which means that babies can be exposed very early in life. In a reproduction, there are no studies in humans, but in animals there is a reduction in fertility.
Plastic pollution is a global problem that affects soil, water, plants, and human health. Microplastics and nanoplastic can go deep soil layers and move the underground water. Then they can enter plants and go to the food chain. This is dangerous because this plastic can change plant cells and how plants absorb nutrients. Scientific studies show that plants can take microplastics and nanoplastic from farm soil. Nanoplastics are smaller and can enter plant cells more easily than microplastics. This can affect the growth, metabolism, and nutrition of crops. Microplastics can also stop normal plant growth and cause oxidative stress. Microplastics and nanoplastic can make plants less nutritious and weaker, and they can also help heavy metal enter the plants, which is toxic. These plastics move through the food chain and reach humans. If people eat contaminated crops, it can cause health problems such nose, vomiting, damage to organs such as kidney and liver. Nanoplastics can stay inside grains like rice or peanuts. They reduce the quality and mineral balance of crops. This pollution affects food safety and farms productivity. Nanoplastics in crops can also cause economic problems for farmers. Land ecosystems have received less scientific attention compared to oceans.
Okay, to begin, let's look at where microplastic and nanoplastic come from. Most originate from the fragmentation of layer plastic and also from direct sources such as cosmetics, textiles, or industrial materials. It's important to mention this because these pollutants are highly persistent and can carry hazardous chemicals. Now, understanding their origin, let's see what happens when they reach living organisms. We observe that nanoparticles can be ingested by many organisms,
both aquatic and terrestrial. Due to their extremely small size, they can cross biological barriers and accumulate in tissues. This leads to various physical, chemical, and biological effects. To better understand this internal impact, let's now examine what specifically occurs at the cellular level. Here we see one of the most significant the effect on mitochondria. Nanoplastics generate oxidative stress, decrease membrane protection, reduce ATP production, and even damage mitochondrial DNA. All of this leads to cellular dysfunction and metabolic changes. With this understanding clear, we can now move on to the effects observed in different types of cells and organisms. Effects have been observed in lung, liver, kidney, neuron, and immune system cells, as well as in animal models such as fish, embryos, and nematodes. These effects have been linked to disease such as liver fibrosis, kidney damage, and infertility. Among all these effects, one of the most concerning is neurological damage, which we will discuss below. Finally, we have the neurotoxic effects. Nanoplastic can inhibit the enzyme acetylcholinesterase by approximately 30%, which affects neuronal communication and key neurodevelopmental process. Behavioral changes have also been observed in fish, crustaceans, and nematodes. Although these results come primarily from aquatic models, they serve as warning about the potential impact on other organisms, including humans.